Right guys, Shay here, uneven bounce, hope you guys are well. So I've changed the England cap to reflect the ODI series that's just finished between England and Ireland. It's ended in a thrilling finale. Just finished about 2 hours ago now, and Ireland a victory in the third and final match, which does have some meaning, which we'll get to in a second. It was a good series, you know. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Obviously, it was interesting to see some of the newer Irish players, quote unquote Irish in terms of Curtis Canva. But it was good to see. For last year they performed very well in the Test match, and they've come here now in this new ICC Super League, which obviously gave it much greater context. And they performed well. I mean, obviously tonight they've had an absolutely fantastic finish. Barbarian, the captain, and Paul Sterling, who I said was going to be a key player in the series. Obviously, when he's fired, Ireland have won, which I thought could have happened. And obviously, he smashed 143, and they've gone and chased down 328 for victory on the final ball. Brilliant stuff from Ireland. Really happy for them. They performed really well there, and they've done it pretty comfortably. I mean, Hector came in with Kevin O'Brien at the end and finished the proceedings off. But I think the high was up at the top of the highs for the 3-match series. You obviously have David Willey, who's come back. I was a bit worried about him, to be honest with you. How he come back after must have been a complete utter devastation, really, isn't it? Last year, I'm sure his head was all over the place. He did say that, in fact, he just wanted to get off the cricket pitch. He didn't want to bother, playing. I think he was playing a T10 league, was it, or a T20 overseas, and he just couldn't be bothered. And that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, he was so close to getting that World Cup spot, and then, in comes Jofra Archer, and the rest is history. So, but he's performed really well. He's shut up. He's proven kind of what a character he is. He's performed really well with the ball up front. Did okay at the back end in this match. He's also performed really well with the bat as well in this match. Well, he showed he opened the batting for Northlands, didn't he? So in white ball cricket, I think T20s and I think the occasional 50 over. So he can bat, and he's never really been able to showcase his ability with the bat for England, but obviously he's had the opportunity now to do that. So that was obviously good. Owen Morgan 100 today, fantastic. Came down the order in the second Test match, came up the order in this one. Second ODI match came up the order in this one. It's got 100 coming in at 4. A fantastic performance again from him. He not only is a really good captain, he's becoming he could argue one of the best ODI batsmen in the world. He's a formidable white ball batsman now. I need to look at stats actually over the last kind of 12 to 18 months, because he must be up there in the top 5. I would have thought definitely top 10, probably top 10 actually if I think about it. But he's performed very, very well for England over the last 12-18 months. Good for him. Who else do we have? Ali Rashid, I thought, bowled pretty well. He's also bowled a bit quicker, which is good to see. I think a lot of criticism bowling a little bit too slowly in years gone by, but he bowled quicker, bowled nice, still retained nice flight variation as well. Very, very, very good white ball bowler. And who else do we have? I mean, trying to think of any other really stand-up performances. Sakir Mahmood, I thought, did okay. Top of the order, Johnny Bairstow in that second match was phenomenal. He blasted at 85, quick 85 there. He did very well. And it cemented his kind of position as one of the best, opening batsmen in white ball cricket. I think he's averaging 47, 48 now. It was crazy, and I think he doesn't want to hear this, but I think he should concentrate really on white ball cricket now. I mean, I know he's going to play the 2 matches for Yorkshire, in the Bob Willis Trophy to try and force his way back into the Test team, but I don't know if he's got the technical capability to be able to adjust to all formats. To be completely honest, I don't think he has. I think he should concentrate now as a white ball bowler. Obviously, he's going to have to play the IPL next month, and hopefully he does really well then for my team, Sunrisers Hyderabad. I hope he goes well with Warner again. But I think that should probably cement his place as one of the best white ball batsmen in the world. On a low point, you've got. I mean, Moeen Ali did okay with the ball. Not so much this match, but got out to 2 short balls, and it's become a bit of a joke now, really, with Moeen Ali's weakness to the short ball. Because if you're just an opposing captain, Moeen walks in, will get your fastest bowler on, just chuck it halfway down, get around his earlobes, and he's a goner, quickly. I can't believe the amount of time he's had away from the game. He's not really worked incredibly hard, on the short ball and how to combat it. He's just awful at it, and but he's bowled pretty tidy again, no worries there. Reece Topley pulled up an injury again today. I'd like to have seen him play his 3rd match. Obviously, Tom Curran got another opportunity, but I'd like to have seen Reece Topley play. He's obviously got, the problem is, I think the downside is he's got injured again. The guy's middle class. As a Surrey fan, it's disappointing to see. I just wonder, just if he's one of those guys destined to always be in the treatment room, kind of England's version of Boyd Rankin. It just seems to be always carrying injury, isn't it? So it's disappointing. Maybe yes, the 3 matches in such quick succession, this body wasn't able to, to deal with that. But anyway, and then Jason Roy had a really, really bad series. Jason Roy, he was clearly frustrated, obviously, especially in that 2nd match. He was fuming with himself, wafting outside our stump. I mean, he just seems completely out of sorts at the moment. He got a first bowler, I think, in the warm-up game, and obviously he's done poorly in this series. So I mean, it's fine. I mean, it happens. Just needs to kind of, I guess, get back in the nets and regain some form. For the T20s against Pakistan coming up. And who else? I'm thinking. So William mentioned Rashid. James Vince is. He fits the profile of an English cricketer, doesn't he? Tall, elegant. From Hampshire, captain, great pedigree, James Vince, but the reality is, he's just not that good, is he? Let's be honest, he's not that good. He's had enough opportunities now, and if I was Sam Hain, I am seriously pissed off, because I know Vince made runs in that warm-up game, which might have kind of twisted the selector's arms to go with him. But I just think, if they held Sam Hain's strike rate against him of 86, I think that's pretty pathetic, to be honest. I mean, this is a guy who deserves an opportunity. He scored a bucket full of runs for Warwickshire. I think he's averaging 59 list day cricket. It's the highest average ever. Granted, it's much more scale than the likes of, for example, like Michael Bevan, who I think is number 2. But still, the guy deserves an opportunity. I know he didn't do too well in the warm-up games. I'm aware of that, but give me the opportunity on the bigger stage and see what happens. If it doesn't work out, okay, fine. But you've given James Vince another opportunity, and he's failed again. Do you know what I mean? So there's other batsmen out there, that deserve an opportunity, and I believe that Sam Hain, and I know a lot of people agree with this, is definitely one of them. So James Vince, not for me. If anything, right now, he seems like a bloody, bowler who can bat rather than a batter who can bowl a bit. So. I'd get him out of the squad. Not good enough, unfortunately. He might have to just kind of sit side by side with Sam North East and just sit together and just kind of have a cup of coffee and look at the heavens and think what could have been, really, when it comes to those two, I think. And I feel a bit harsh saying about Sam North East, because never given an opportunity, but that's just an unfortunate part of this professional sport. When you've got a country with so much resources, you're going to have casualties. Sam North East, James Hildreth, etc. James Vince be given ample opportunity compared to those two. But it's just not worked out. So I think they need to move on. And obviously they've got 6 players who are pretty much shoo-ins for that team. Not there with Wood, Archer, Butler, Stokes, Root, and I forgot the last one. Anyway, I forgot Chris Wokes. So yeah, they've the 6th person. So those guys are pretty much shoo-ins. So it was an opportunity for these guys to step up. Saka Mahmood, I thought did pretty well. I would love to have seen Chris Jordan. I think we led this attack pretty well, very well in fact. Actually, it's a shame he's injured. Because I actually quite rate Chris Jordan as a white ball bowler, especially I think he's come on a lot in the last 12 months. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I mean, it was a really good series. I think it was, the fact that there's obviously, this point system in the Super League. It gave meaning to Alan's win tonight, which is great. This is exactly what we want to see. It's great to see. And so it's not just like a dead rubber and, oh, Ireland win a match against England and England, pull off a great run chase. No, it's more than that. It's more than just back page headlines and just sensationalism. It's actually has relative cricketing meaning in the current landscape for qualification for the World Cup. It's good, and England should be kicking themselves. I mean, they should be chasing really 3-8, even with a second string attack. Curran, Rashid, Ali, there obviously their first team fixtures, aren't they? So they played. Obviously, Curran's there. Willie. They should have defended. I thought Saqib Mahmood acquitted himself very well. He looked quite handy, actually, better than I thought he'd do, actually. So yeah, good for him. But yeah, I think it was a hard fought victory. With Curtis Camphor, from Ireland, he was phenomenal for them, and if they can keep him, hopefully England don't go on poaching now to go and play Test cricket for them. Find some bloody loophole. If they can get him to commit and just hopefully play next 10 years at least for them. They can center a team around him. He looked very handy. I like that guy Little as well. That little guy, the stocky lad. I thought he had a lot of spunk about him. And I liked his send-off to Bairstow as well. When Bairstow had smashed him around the whole match and then obviously gets him out and gives him a send-off. I love that. I like that. I like a bit of spunk in these younger quick bowlers. It's good, interesting. It makes it more fun. Cricket's ultimately there to entertain me. I want to be entertained. Guys like that entertain me, So that was good to see. McBride, Simi Singh didn't really do that much in my opinion. Didn't really impress me. Young did okay, so it was fairly nippy. He was a decent bowler. It's okay. Mokhtar came in for this final match. Yeah, okay. But yeah, Little was one that kind of stood up for me for a couple of reasons. But yeah, I mean, it was. I think I'll look okay. I think the batting looks stronger than the bowling. If they can get another bowler in there to kind of complement the guys that are there, especially with Camphor now as part of the setup, they could have they could potentially cause an upset at some point over the next 12 months. League and qualification next couple of years, they might just cause an upset. You have to wait and see. I don't think they're going to get rolled over every time. I really don't, as it's proven over the last few days in this ODI series. So yeah, it was good, but I enjoyed it, and yeah, obviously England now go on to the T20s against Pakistan, which obviously hold now less meaning because the World Cup's been pushed back. But obviously, still T20 cricket, it's a bit of fun, isn't it? So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, guys, that's it from me. If you enjoyed the video, please do like it. Comment, love a comment. What do you think? Did you enjoy the series? Did you think maybe some of the players that I failed to mention deserve more mention, perform well? Maybe some of the players that I criticised, were a little bit harsh, maybe like Moeen Ali, James Vince. Do you think that maybe they did better than I thought? Than what I saw? I'd love to hear your argument. So yeah, get them in, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, cheers.